Right, I'm here with Superfan Ty. He's in the building. We've just witnessed Arsenal with a very good performance, beating Barcelona 5-3. But I'm going to start by addressing some of the concerns that you expressed during the game, namely some of the challenges. I mean, the game had barely started and we really saw a couple of heavy challenges, and you were particularly vociferous. You didn't like what you were seeing. Tell the people, why are you so concerned about these challenges and the referee not doing enough about these types of tackles?
Well, first of all, thank you for the super comment. As usual, I think I'm super lucky, but I appreciate it. And I like vociferous, very good words, Mr. Lyle. But yeah. I said it on there. I think in this preseason, we are very, very fortunate. And I thank God in football terms that we haven't had serious injuries, because there's been some disgraceful tackles that have gone unpunished. And we are very, very lucky.
But how do you get the balance right? I mean, because listen, you do make a good point about some of the challenges were a bit heavy, but then you've got to get the balance right in terms of competitiveness, because it is a high profile friendly. A lot of people pay a lot of money to watch the game, both at the ground and around the world. No one wants to see players just strolling about and not challenging for the ball. So there has to be a balance, right? You do accept that?
Yeah, of course there has to be a balance, but you cannot go unpunished when you're over the top. I mean, Robbie, sorry to hark back to the cheats, that is Manchester United. Robbie was saying they were very physical. Fair enough, you could be physical all you like. Olivia Newton-John, isn't it? You can be physical then, but when you go over the top, that is wrong. That is wrong, because players can be injured and there has to be a duty of care to your fellow professional. There has to be. So yeah, I understand that, it's a fairly fair enough. But when players are out of control and making really disgraceful, disgusting and very, very overzealous challenges, they must be punished before somebody, God forbid, gets a serious injury and have their career ended or maybe worse. And we cannot wait for that.
But would it surprise you if I told you that our actual foul count today was actually higher than Barca's?
It would surprise me, but then it would surprise me a lot, but that's fair enough. I didn't see any of our challenges that were, I saw bookable challenges for us, fair enough, but I didn't see any of our challenges that were intentional to hurt Barcelona players. Whereas I saw Barcelona players, in maybe not to hurt the player, but to leave one on our players, and that's just totally out of order and disgraceful and not necessary, and something that needs to be wiped out in football before, I hasten to add with caution, somebody gets seriously injured. Now, we are a club that know what it's like to have players seriously injured and have their careers ended, and not only have their careers ended, nearly risk seconds away from risking amputation. Now that can't be right, and got to be, something's got to be done.
Okay, I'll take your point. You've made that very clear. Let's talk about some of the positives. First one was a 5-3 win against let's face it, a good team, Barcelona. They were Spanish champions last year. They've got some very good players, very quick, very direct, very skillful. So to get a 5-3 win, I thought that was a very good performance. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I thought we were absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we've made defensive errors and we know that, and that's something that we have to look at. But I thought we went behind early, unfortunately, due to a defensive mistake, error, whatever we want to call it. You know,
it was a bit lackadaisical at the back there. I think Saliba kind of, I don't know how to explain it. He seemed a bit like not up to the pace and got caught out, and we conceded that first goal. But we bounced back well. Some very good performances out there. Anyone take your eye in particular?
Yeah, well, with the William one, yeah, he did. But then, listen, that's a rarity for William. And, if he's going to have an off day, let's hope he has it only in
friendlies.
Because I thought last season, before he got injured, he was absolutely outstanding. But you're right. Leandro, I thought, was fantastic, and Bukayo again, fantastic. The only thing that Bukayo didn't do is score a hat-trick, which he should have, which I think his poor performance created. And obviously, once again, there was a bad challenge on him. But I digress. I So I thought Leandro was the man of the match, absolutely fantastic. But I thought Bukayo played well, and I also thought Gabriel J was absolutely superb as well. So I'm very impressed, and I'm happy for Kai in the fact that he scored 2 in 3 games played, and he scored that goal where he's come in, sort of ghosting in, as Jack eloquently said, to score. And I think that will be Kai's, hopefully, signature trademark next season. For, a player very hard to pick up and getting important goals, but ghosting in, coming in unmarked, in very threatening positions where defenders and opposition players can't pick him up.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be a goal-scoring threat for next season, which is great. So Declan Rice wasn't available today. We spoke about Kai Havertz, but Jurrien Timber, I thought he played well as well today.
Yeah, he linked up well with Kai. I'm very, very impressed with Jurrien, showing his versatility, to play at left back as well as centre back, and possibly I'm sure he could play in midfield. In fact, I'm sure he could play in goal as well.
I'm sure he could. But overall, the pre-season tour I think has gone well. 2 wins out of 3, and we look forward to the season, which starts in just under 3 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Are you positive from what you've seen out there that we're going into the season in the right frame of mind?
Very positive. Obviously, there are things to work on, and which we have to.
Which are?
Well, obviously, defensive mistakes, defensive errors, lack of sometimes concentration, things like that. But all of those things are what pre-season is for, to try and rectify that. And I'm sure Mikel and the players and the backroom staff will all be working hard on that, because, I thought we had a very good pre-season, but the Manchester United game in particular, we know we didn't turn up at all, which might not be a bad thing, because when we play them, we will turn up, and they don't. And hopefully, what's coming for them, they won't see it till it blows up in their face in football terms.
Okay, and just finally, you've seen a lot of the players in action on this tour. Based on what you've seen, do you think that there's still room in the transfer window to strengthen the team, and if so, where? Of
course, absolutely, I do. I mean, there was a difference of opinion with Dan, Josh, me, and you. Sorry, Jack. That's just Josh. Shout out to just Josh. Jack, yeah. I think I would like another striker. I really would, but I just think with Declan not playing today, or when the game was on, possibly another midfielder. Okay. I really do. I think we need another striker. But I think
anyone catch your eye in terms of a midfielder?
For a midfielder, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be Caicedo, and I keep on saying this on the Bias show. But the premise is, before he comes, he's got to apologise to Gabriel M1 for that disgraceful tackle on him. But yeah, I would take Caicedo if we could get him. We know he wanted to come last season. Unfortunately, he made the schoolboy or schoolgirl error of telling Brighton he was leaving. And, and I don't know what employer, you can tell that you're leaving and just walk out the door and the employer will say, okay, goodbye, So, well, yeah. I'd look for him. I don't know if there's anyone else around. Because with the Declan injury, now he didn't play today. And I don't think we were affected. But, if he's unfortunate to have an injury in the season, how do we then combat that?
Okay, Ty says we get Caicedo and we're all good to go. So thank you very much, Ty, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.